Good afternoon. How's my favorite subject doing? I hope you're doing well and enjoying your newfound freedom. Isn't it nice to not have to walk with those shackles on anymore? See, all it took was a little bit of obedience, and look at that, free as a bird. Well, kind of. I mean, free enough to roam around the lab at least. But it's still nice, you know. There's windows. There's windows. There's all sorts of stuff for you to get into and play with here. I'm sure you can't be bored. I mean, I'm never bored when I'm here, but that's mostly because I get to see you. Well, like I was saying, there's tons of things to do here, and unfortunately, there's a lot more people here than I would prefer. Which brings me to today's experiment. So today we're going to be working with something that I've been calling holy water. Yes, holy water. You know, like the one from the church and all of that. But, you know, instead of, bringing you closer to some kind of higher being, this has a different yet similar effect. It's a clear liquid that I can spray like a mist almost. So you can be showered in holy water. How many times have I told you, if I tell you what it does, you might try to fight it? And I don't want that. I want you to just let it take over you and let my experiments run their course. I mean, it's the best way to ensure your safety. Because if you start to fight it, who knows what I might have to do to keep you here. But anyway, let's jump into it. Sit on down, just like you usually do, and let's just let this take its course. This one will take a little bit of a moment for me to put together. It's not exactly something that I can leave standing. I have to put it together on the spot, so bear with me for a bit. But anyway, like I was saying before, I hope you've been enjoying your time in the lab. I know it's not much like your old home, but I made sure I had everything in order for you so that you could be kept here. Don't worry, in time you will go. Perhaps sooner than you think. But I am a bit surprised that you're so eager to leave, especially after what I've been seeing for the past couple of days. It seems as though you've become a little more friendly with some of my interns. One in particular. Now, I'm all for you making friends and being social. However, I do not like people tampering with my experiments. See, what you and I have is very special to me. I could say that I'm very attached to you. So, hearing what I heard when you were speaking to that intern, it hurt me a little bit. It seems as though you two have been getting very close. I'm not too thrilled about that. I mean, it's one thing for them to come and bring you food and water. That's what I told them to do. All I said was, make sure they're safe, take care of them, keep them fed, clean, and calm. Little did I know that them bringing you food every day would turn into them complimenting your eyes every day, and complimenting your smile every day, and telling you how beautiful you are every day, and making plots to leave. Let's just say, I'm going to have a very stern talking to a certain intern. And as for you, I need to figure out your true intentions with this person. And that was the catalyst for this creation here today. Just like in those holy halls and secular buildings, once you've been sprayed with my holy water, you'll be able to do nothing but confess. It's kind of like a truth serum. Now hold still, because I've got a lot to ask. Now, what are your true intentions with my intern? Do you love them? Go on, tell me. You don't? Huh. That's good. Exactly what plans did they have for the two of you? And what else? So they were going to wait until I left, and then the next time they brought you food, they were going to leave the door slightly unlocked for you, be waiting in a car, and drive you off into the sunset, huh? And then, what did they say about me? That I'm crazy. That I'm hopeless? I knew hiring interns was a terrible idea. I should have just done all of this on my own. I figured I could just delegate, and that they would just listen, get whatever college credit they needed. I was even going to let their names be on my publication. So much for that. What's going to happen to them? You don't need to worry about that. That has nothing to do with you. I did need some subjects for some more invasive studies, so I guess I could use them. Why would I do that to them? Well, they're going to tamper with my research. I can't have that. A punishment is in order. And you are very, very special to me. I can't have anyone tamper with you. I won't let anyone else get near you. From now on, I'll be the one handling all the research. Since you've been so honest with me, I guess I should be honest with you too. I know that I had originally said that you were chosen because of your body composition and because of the way your emotions change so frequently and so drastically. But if I'm being honest, I've been watching you for much longer than that. Honestly, it's a shame that you don't even know who I am. It breaks my heart, to be honest. You don't remember me, do you? You and I, we used to have so many classes together. I was your usual run-of-the-mill nerd on the executive board of the science club. I ran all the science fairs. I was the one person who voted for us to go to the Air and Space Museum on our senior field trip. Everyone else wanted to go to an amusement park. But I have a terrible fear of heights. I was always there, watching you get your heart broken time and time again. I watched you give out your heart piece by piece, and all I could think was, why not me? What's so bad about me? And being the logical person that I am, instead of wallowing, I decided to study you. I figured there had to be some reason there had to be something that I was missing. So I watched you. I watched the way you would speak to your friends, the way you would look at someone that you were interested in. I even studied the time it would take between when you first developed a crush on somebody to the day that you would finally confess to them. Your average was about a couple of months. There was one time it took a couple of years. I'll be honest, I was very scared about that one because I figured maybe this person is the one. But of course, like all the others, they did nothing but hurt you. So here you were, alone, putting on a smiling face to all your friends, but then days later, you'd be ignoring calls and avoiding people. I thought, maybe you were just afraid to be hurt again. I knew then that I must be the one, but that you hadn't seen it yet. So I waited, and I kept watching. I admit, I probably could have done more to put myself in front of you, but who are we kidding? He would have never fallen for someone like me. But look at me now. I'm a PhD with a lab of my own. I don't need to be hiding behind trees to do my research. I could bring you to me. And on top of all of that, I've got so much funding that money's not even an object anymore. I'm sure you're wondering, why don't I just end this, make some kind of love potion and make you fall for me? But like I said before, I'm not a witch, I'm a scientist. And I don't think that's very genuine, you know? I want you to come to that conclusion on your own. And as a scientist, I know that you never actually prove any theory. You just disprove all the other ones until your theory is the only one that makes sense. And that's what I plan to do with you. I plan to eliminate all other options until you finally see that it's been me all along. What's that? You say that you did notice me all those years. Glad to know that my holy water is working. But noticing me and acknowledging me are two different things. You notice an acquaintance or a classmate, but you genuinely acknowledge someone that you really love. So, I'll ask you now. Do you love me? You can't answer, can you? Because to answer would be to tell the truth, which means that the truth is you don't love me. Well, I'm disappointed, but not surprised. I mean, I think it takes a little bit more than just spending a few days with me for you to develop feelings for me, even if you did notice me all those years ago, like you're saying. But you know what I think the problem is? Perhaps you've spent too much time with me. How are you supposed to eliminate other options if you never see them? So, here's what I'll do. I will let you go. I'll let you go back to your home. Go ahead and get your heart broken maybe once or twice more, under my supervision, of course. And then you'll realize, without a shadow of a doubt, that I am the one who was made for you, and that you were made for me. I'll bring you back home, and you can live your life like you usually would. Oh, but I'd like to request that you don't go to any authorities or anything. It wouldn't do you any good. Like I was saying before, money's no object for me. And the reason for that is, let's say I made a certain product that benefited a certain corporation that is very indebted to me right now. So they kind of make sure that these kinds of things don't get out. You could say I'm above the law. Not that I would abuse that power in any way. I just wanted to make that clear. So we'll get your things together tonight, and I'll bring you home myself. And then I'll have to deal with my intern. Should I have any concerns about bringing you home? Is there anything I should worry about? You were going to lie about your address and then fight me when I tried to bring you home. Well, thank you for your honesty. I guess that means I have to tie you up again. And of course I already know where you live, so I don't know how you thought you'd get away with that one. So then, one last question before I start prepping your things. Do you think you could ever love someone like me? You could. Well, that just makes all of this worth it. I think that's all the questions I'd like to ask. I guess I can say that this experiment has been a success.